Namaskar friends, welcome to Export Import Supply Chain Custom. And today in the session we will understand how we can reduce the cost of logistics system. In previous session we have understand how we can save the custom duty by using the correct component of the freight. Okay, so you can watch that session, go to the playlist and watch. It was very important session. Okay, now we just going to start the reduce of the total logistics system cost. Okay, so the tips to reduce logistic cost in the consumer goods distributions. Okay, the the cost of the logistic is very important and impact the entire cost the moment of the goods. And to achieve the objective of the organization we have to reduce the cost. Okay, so these are the tips which you need to check out while using transportations, logistic, okay, and other warehouses. So this session is regarding that the some key parameters which are before establishing your organization at the location are using after some key parameters are after establishing the factory or set up factory in the any locations. Okay, so the first point which is here is locations. Okay, so your factory setup is nearest to railroad, seaport and airport, then it will be the very important and impact the cost of logistic. Okay, because that the factory location is the nearest to rail, then the cost of the transportation from factory to rail is very less. In the same way, if your factory location is the nearest seaport, then the transportation cost from dispatching goods from the factory to the seaport will be the very less. Okay, in the same airport case. So this thing need to understand the nearest seaport, airport and road station ICDs to be nearest to the factory. So it can impact the huge cost of the saving transportation. Okay, now next point, which one is the efficient transport? Efficient. Okay, efficient transport means the transport which is the provide the best services. Okay, efficient transport means that the transporter have a good new trucks which can carry the goods timely. Okay, sometime the transporters have a old trucks which break down on the way, and our shipment will delay, and it will impact the timeline of the customer. So the efficient transporter provide the best service. To choose the best efficient transporter, not only the services level but also the cost level need to consideration, and also the time level of the consideration for this session. Okay, for this point. Okay, so you need to understand the efficient transport will help to impact the reducing the cost. Now point number third, which is the freight negotiation. Freight negotiation is the very important. Okay, just you have to negotiate the prices with the many freight forwarder and custom house agent and shipping lines. Okay, for exporting goods from origin to destination, before executing the shipments you have to negotiate the freight. Okay, and appoint the freight forwarder who will movement move our goods from origin to destination. Okay, so negotiation is must be done in such way that will not impact the company cost. Just like a you have to just you have to take the freight for the first January month. Okay, then what you will do in this process, you have to send email that we are going to export goods from this location to this location, and volume is this. Okay, and the ice custom clearance port is this, and port of loading and port of discharge is this. and commodities. These things need to be shared with your freight forwarder shipping lines, and they will provide the best prices for the movement of goods. Okay, so whatever the best prices suitable for the company, you can use that one. Okay, so it's totally depend upon the volume of the shipment. The freight forwarder provide you the best prices on the best volume. Okay, the freight forwarder who have a good knowledge and good have a good volume handling capacity. Okay, then in such case shipping line provide to the freight forwarder best quotation and prices. Okay, so need to understand the good freight forwarder need to be selected for the executing the shipment in right time. Okay, now route of the shipment is also important part. Okay, just for example, you are exporting goods from Delhi to Navaseva port. Okay, or Mundra port. So in this way, you have to check out whether the goods exported directly through transport by road or need to transport uh, by rail. Okay, so this you have to check an analysis which best way you need to use for this executing the process. Okay, like if you use the by truck movement of the goods from Delhi to Navashiva, so in such case you have to check out whether your item or goods stuff in the containers is frangal item or not. It will damage on the road. You need to understand if the like this item is like a toys for the children, and we can understand some glasses items. Okay, then in such case we avoid the road transport and use the rail transport. Okay, you can understand what is difference between road and rail transport. Okay, rail is the it's the track which is smooth running, and there is no disturbance of the cargo, and not no any you can understand there is no damage will cargo will not damage on the by rail. Okay, so you need to understand. And in case of if you are exporting goods, just like a garments, or we can say uh, garments and item which cannot be damaged, like some uh, rug, or you can made carpet. Okay, this thing will not damage on the way, so you can export by road. But in such cases, why we are exporting by road and by train, you need to understand by taking consideration that by road or by train, you need to check out the time parameters and cost parameter. Okay, so now mode of shipment. Third point is mode of shipment. When you export the goods, you need to choose the mode of shipment. Okay, is the cargo is very urgency, then you need to choose the air mode of the shipment. Okay, and if cargo is not in so urgently, but it will the huge cost to be apply on the air mode, so you can also use the sea mode. Okay, mode of shipment of the sea. Then in such case what happen, the cost will be very uh, lower than air case. Okay, and another way of exporting goods which is mode of shipment is LCL shipment, in which you have a small cargo which can also exported by air, but we want to save the cost. In such case, then we have to export this LCL. Okay, so in LCL case what happened, the small cargo is stuck in different consignee in this one container. Okay, then it will export. So the freight of this particular shipment will divided in the many customer. Okay, now infrastructures. Okay, the factory setup need to be the location in which availability of the water, light and banking system, and government office and custom. These things need to be nearest to the factory. These are the infrastructure. We can say these are the chain, or which can this can be pipelines. Without this, the system cannot be run. Okay, so this thing need to understand the factory setup nearest to the uh, government offices. Okay, so that if you any query raised in the custom, you immediately reach their custom point and resolve the query. Okay, in the bank, if we talk about banking, just like a in export case, the inward and outward remittance done through the bank in foreign currency. Okay, so any error and problems occurs, then you have to visit the bank. So if the banking is the nearest to the your factory setup, then it will be help that in a very short time you will reach and solve the problem. So that key you can uh, inward remittance will be in the right time. Okay, and the light and water, these are the basic component for that setup infrastructure factory. So it will also need to understand and check out that these 2 points, light and water all availabilities is factory or not. Okay, if not, then it will be problem. So guys, in this session we have tried to understand some points which we need to consider before set up the factory or firm or organization for any locations. Okay, so guys, in this session we have tried to understand some key parameters which can reduce the cost of the logistic system. Okay, if you choose these key parameters while set up your factory location, then you have not you can save huge cost on logistic system and warehouse management. So guys, we are going to end this session here. I hope you have learned some knowledge in this through this session. So thank you for listening patiently. So guys, have a nice day.